The time where men were men, women were women, and cars were cars, at least if you ask your grandpa. LMPs from the 60s and 70s coming up now.
Do you like our logo? Yeah, we thought you would. Get it now at our partner Spreadshirt.net.
Greetings petrolheads and welcome to a new episode of It's a Mod World. As you may or may not know, I love LMP cars, and looking through our database I found a collection of modes by AC Legends with old-time LMPs from the 60s and 70s. So today and in the next weeks I'm gonna be taking a look at all the cars that it includes. It includes 6 cars, all LMPs, Ferraris, Porsches, Lola and McLaren, and I'll go one by one because I want you to share the enormous fun that I had of driving these old-time, old-school cars. We'll start with the Lola T290 from 1972. Not a lot of space for the driver here, just the legs and that's it. Oh, I have a head. Oh well. How's the motor? Oh, there's a motor in the motor and it's enough. And it's a Cosworth. Or as Aiden would call it, Coswa. Look, that's all of the downforce that I have. Okay Lola, you look nice. Let's see how I like you when I'm driving. So this is all I have to see what's behind me? The rear view mirrors are tiny. I like that they are worn out, so they don't show the picture well. Nice touch. Not the typical sound of a racing car in it. Oh, did I break the motor? I broke the motor. I should have taken better care of it. I have to take my foot off the throttle when up or down shifting, or I'll break the motor again. Yeah, see that? Ah, I have to remember. Before I learn anything else in this car, I gotta learn to take care of the motor. Oh man. All these newfangled cars have accustomed me badly. I don't do that with my real life cars, so why should I be doing it in the sim? You gotta be careful also on downshifting, as this car oversteers a little bit in the downshift. I get the feeling this car and possibly all the others are a good practice for heel and toe. See, told ya. By the way, on an untouched setup, the gears are quite short. Let's be clear about one thing. If the motor breaks down while I'm on practice, it's my fault and my fault alone. The mod has nothing to do with it. Quite good force feedback. I feel all the G's that are working on this car. It really feels as fickle as we've all heard these cars were. Didn't have the time to test it thoroughly, but I think that if you play a little bit with the downshifting, you can use it to your advantage to get into the curves the right way, as this car has a slight tendency to oversteer on the downshift. This little thing here is the gear stick. The Lola T290 was never delivered with a motor. Lola only delivered the chassis and the customers put the motor in that they saw most fit. This being the 70s, it was normally a Ford Cosworth. Sorry. If you want to know what became of Lola, check Aidan Millward's channel. In his history time, he explains it very well. I think it's fair to say that it all went to pot when Lola thought they could start on Formula 1. Once you sit in this car, you'll realize that you have to learn how to handle it completely new. It's completely different to other cars, especially the gearing and of course, as always, the braking and throttle points. But otherwise, the car is very stable, especially considering the mini wing that it has, although it has a slight tendency to oversteer, but it's nothing to write home about. With this car you'll be able to feel why Lola was one of the most valued chassis builders on its day. This is completely subjective, but I like the way the Lola looks. I like the slick line, I like the tires, and if you look at photographs from the real life Lola, it looks very much like it. For the look, I give it 5 eyes out of 5. With regards to the sound, well, I'm quite sure that it's realistic, because if you would be faking a motor sound, you would not put this sounds almost like a 2-valve, doesn't it? As it is often the case with these mods, I'm missing all the other sounds a car makes while you're driving it on high speed. It's not only the motor, guys, the suspension, the parts inside of the car, they all make their sound. And it's possible to simulate them within Assetto Corsa because there's people doing it. Therefore, for the sound, 4 ears out of 5. The force feedback feels fantastic. It bears witness to the quality of this mod that you have to learn how to treat this car almost completely anew. Like with any other person, this car has to be treated the right way. The car is exceedingly well simulated, it's got its own ideas where it wants to go and how it wants to go there, as we have always been told that these cars were. This is great work by AC Legends. So as you can imagine, I'm giving it 5 wheels out of 5 for the driving feeling. This has been too much fun. It was the Lola T290 from 1972. Let's go to an older vehicle, the McLaren M1b from 1965. If I'd had to shift gears in real life with this thing, I'd become utterly confused. Again, not much space for the legs. Oh, I have a head again. So this is one of these mods where you have a head. I don't know where the AC Legends team found an example for these holes on the wheels, because I haven't found one picture with those, even if they look good. Is there a motor? No, no motor here. By the way, this car had once an Oldsmobile motor that then got switched into a Chevrolet motor. At least the rear view mirrors are a little bit bigger than in the Lola. Ooh, nice sound. I'm drooling already. What a fat sound. Don't try this with your day-to-day car. I was driving 100 on the first gear. Whoppa, going sideways. Notice how the front goes up when I'm on the throttle. See the tires? That shows you how much energy is in the motor. Oh, only 4 gears. You have to be very delicate in the driving of the McLaren. Throttling, braking, down and up shifting, be very sensible. This car isn't as stable as the Lola, so when you correct oversteer you have to be careful. Because of the weight transfer you can get in a pendulum movement and lose control of the car. It's difficult for me to find the right spot, the Goldilocks zone, for braking and throttling with this car. With this car, wow, I'm scared of a rouge. The force feedback is very well done. It keeps talking to me all the time. I know exactly when this car is about to slide, when it's losing grip. Very, very good. Man, I suppose these are the tank inlets for the fuel. I'm scared already. Lucky for me, this is a simulation. With regards to the simulation, this car is very well done. It behaves completely different, it has its own personality, as it should be. It's beautifully done, with lots of details, so for the look I give it 5 out of 5 eyes. The motor sound is excellent, like oh my god, it makes you drool the minute you hear it. But as always, there are no other sounds here, so as I did with the Lola, it's getting only 4 ears out of 5. With regards to the car, I don't like it very much. It's not my kind of car, the motor is overpowered, the gearing should be different, but you can change that in the setup. And all in all, it's a very fickle car, so anyone that was able to drive this car and even win with this car has my full and utmost appreciation. That doesn't change that the driving feeling in this mod is excellent. The force feedback talks to me all the time, so for the driving feeling I give it 5 out of 5 wheels. Another great mod, another great simulation of a car by AC Legends. We have 4 more to test and enjoy, at least if they're as good as these 2. Next week I'm gonna test the Lola T290 Spider from 1965 and the Ferrari 312 PB from 1971. What about you? Do you enjoy classic cars? Do you enjoy classic LMPs? I know why I enjoy them. I love a blast from the past. Why do you enjoy them? I'm very interested because I would like to see how we all tick. Tick-tock, look at the time. That would be all for today. Thank you very much for taking the time for watching this video. If you liked it, applaud by leaving a like. If you didn't, tell us why in the comments so that we can get better next time. If you want to see more of us, subscribe and don't forget to click on the bell. And until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.
Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.